What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It's Bubba's Daily Update, and of course, maybe the last game of the World Series. But of course, we'll see. Based on the way the markets are trading, we better get another day of the World Series because these are brutal markets right now. They were higher, but gave way late in the day. The Dow was weak early, then all of a sudden got strong and made a new high first. Yesterday's bum, the Russell, was the star, but that also gave way late in the day. You know, again, it comes down to, I think we're just waiting for the tax plan, which is supposed to be tomorrow, and then of course jobs. And you've got everybody chirping up this market like it's never going to go down again. And I go, okay, whatever, it is what it is. But in the meantime, the volume was pathetic. All right, the Dow futures traded around a little over 70,000 contracts. Average daily is probably 120. On a busy day, maybe 200. S&Ps were under 700,000, which is it's just brutal. Okay, that's the only words to put in there are brutal. The markets are right now are waiting and they're waiting, and of course, I believe they're actually waiting for something to sell off of. But again, we'll see. We're not going to do anything crazy here. We're not going to get nuts. Not that I'm not already a little bit nuts to begin with, but you've got just too many things that don't make a lot of sense. The bonds are all of a sudden rallying, and the banks are up part of the day, which is not logical. The new Fed chair, which is probably going to be Powell, is going to be dovish. So that would mean why are the banks so strong? So it's a big mess. And of course, the big mess goes through almost all the markets. Crude oil, although higher again, didn't do much. I mean, again, it's in these bitterly tight ranges that nobody cares about. I think the big story here would be the meats. They went flying today, and my guess, in my opinion, I'm short, so you know me, I give it to you straight. Actually, I'm long cattle and short hogs at the moment. I'd like to be short cattle, but thank God I'm not. But I think when you look at it, I think somebody's stuck big short here. That would be, there's no reason for this kind of action unless somebody is stuck big short. And those don't trade a huge amount of contracts. So to me, it looks like they got somebody on the run and they're trying to rope them in, and we'll see how it trades out. Hogs are just totally ridiculous. I think they've gone $3 or $4 past where they should, and I believe there's probably an $8 to $10 sell-off coming here. But we'll see how it trades out, and of course, at some point we may have to, gag on them and to have someone give us the Heimlich maneuver. Grains, beans are higher marginally. Wheat's really weak down at the bottom end, and corn is down at the bottom end. I think you got to be a buyer of wheat and corn. I talked about this earlier. I think that wheat and corn, unless we're going to stop eating, and I don't know, maybe we will. Maybe we'll have a magic pill. I'd like to be a buyer of these things here. Again, you understand there's risk. We're not going, we're not going to zero though. And also, if you're a producer or a farmer, I think if you can afford to store them. In other words, if you don't have to pay for storage, and if you don't have to have, and if you don't need the capital right now, it's like putting the money in the bank. That's what I believe. But overall, again, we've got a market that's really not doing much of anything. I think that's really everybody's waiting, and everybody's on edge. And typically in markets like this, what you're going to see is the equities are going to drift higher because that's what they're destined to do. And the agricultural products and commodities are usually going to drift lower. Gold was down around 1270 today. Again, not a lot of action. I think that the best course of action here is really what we call the observation deck. I don't think there's a lot to get involved here. I think you look for some spots. But of course, I'd like to be able to sell the markets. I don't think it's time yet. We've got big earnings coming out. You've got Apple tomorrow, Facebook, Tesla, a bunch of those. Then you've got U.S. Steel today and a couple others. So let's see how it trades out. Again, one of the things we have to remember and learn is not to rush ourselves into the market. Okay, that's the important part, is not to rush in and try to force something that's not there. So let's see what happens with the tax plan. We're ready to rock and roll if and when volatility comes back to the market. And of course, we don't have a lot of volatility right now, so it's hard to say, let's get in. In the meantime, tonight is Game 6 of the World Series. And of course, unfortunately, I think it's going to end with a Houston victory tonight. And that would be my pick for the baseball game. And I think that you ought to check out my website, highschoolinvesting.com. And then check out my link, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. We'd like to get this program into 30,000 high schools. We're in 300 right now, and of course we're trying to move it along, but again, it's taking more capital, and it's more capital than I'd like to be putting up right now since I've sponsored it myself for the last 6 years. And don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every day at LibertyTalk.fm. It's on live 2 to 3 Eastern every single day. In the meantime, let's just be cautious and be careful. And we'll check again tomorrow, and let's see what it looks like. In the meantime, everybody have a great day. Happy Halloween. Thanks for being here. And this is Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same time, same station, right here at Bubba's Daily Update. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.